Hey there, I'm Sneha and you are watching my channel Book Junction. Welcome to today's video. So I got a video request where you wanted me to talk about my reading journey and share with you how I became a reader, and I found it really interesting. Now it's even more interesting because I'm not really a born reader. I never liked reading, but then things happened and I started reading. I will share everything, but I know there are so many people who read books ever since their childhood and they read comic books and all of that. So I'm not one of those people. In fact, I used to hate reading, and from there I've become a person who reads every day and who reads so many books. So yes, it has definitely been a journey and I think it will be worth sharing as well. Now let me just start this video by telling you that I am an introvert and I've always been an introvert. I have never liked hanging around with people or going out much. It's just not my thing. I really like being by myself, and that's just how I've grown up. I have spent a lot of time with myself and doing the things that I like, so I never really felt the need to go out and talk to a lot of people, and that's the reason why I never made a lot of friends. Alright, so moving forward, let's talk about the phase when the shift happened and I finally became a reader. So it happened in my college days after class 12 when I enrolled myself for BCom. I entered my college, and that was the time when I got really lonely because, as I told you, I was an introvert and I was unable to make friends with anyone, and I felt weird because, you know, college was supposed to be good. It was supposed to be amazing. When I entered college, I had expectations that maybe I will grow as a person and there are going to be different opportunities and it's going to be fun and great, but that was just an expectation. So yes, I realized that my college life is going to be really bad and it's not going to be fun at all, which it was not, by the way. So yes, overall I was very unhappy in my college life, and after the first year exams I decided to go to my brother's place, who is, by the way, my cousin, and he lives in Delhi. So I decided to go there for 10 days and live with him and his family, to just spend some time as a vacation, to just clear my head and feel good again, because college was a disappointment and I just didn't know what to do. I was friendless, if I may say that. Yes, I was like totally alone and I just didn't know what to do. Of course, loneliness is a state of mind, which I've realized now. I have friends now, but even if I don't meet them or talk to them for days, it doesn't really matter because I know that deep down they will always be there. But loneliness is definitely a state of mind, and I have come to realize that after reading books. So I will talk about that in some other video. Now my brother is one of those people who I really look up to. I really adore him and admire him. He's extremely intelligent, smart, and I just learn so much from him. So whenever he says something to me, I really take it in a very positive way, and I always take it into consideration, even if I'm not sure about it. But if he's giving me a suggestion, I will always take it. And well, the best part is that he never gives free advice, but whenever he gives me any advice, which I always ask for, he tells me something which really stays with me and helps me. So randomly on that visit, he told me that why don't you start reading books, and he just told it like that because he is not really a reader himself. He reads sometimes, not that he reads every day, but he definitely reads sometimes, but he's not really a reader, you know. So when he told me to read, it was definitely something very unexpected, but he just said that and I was like, okay, maybe I should start reading. And I was like, you know, I don't really know how much it's going to change my life, but let's just start reading. So he gave me the PDF of the book I Too Had a Love Story by Ravinder Singh, and while my way back I read that book in train, and my train journey was epic. I read that book and finished it as I reached Kolkata, and it was so much fun. Like, I realized that yes, when you start reading a book and when you are into it, you just completely lose sight of the real world, and you're just in this magical world where all of this is going on, and you just are lost in a world which is so much better than the real world. So that happened, and after that I was totally into reading. So I was like, yes, my brother told me to read. He gave me a book and I read it, and it proved that yes, definitely there's potential in reading. So after coming back home, I started taking reading seriously. I searched on Google the books that I should read. I started looking up for book recommendations, and I remember I used to search for books that you should read within a lifetime and all of that. And from there I got to know about the book Alchemist, which everyone talks about. I read that. Then I downloaded so many other ebooks from Google, and I started reading one book after the other, and it was so good. Then I went to the book fair with my father, and my father gifted me 4 books from there. So those 4 books were Mein Kampf by Hitler, collection of short stories by Rabindranath Tagore, and there was a Twinkle Khanna book. I don't really remember the name of the book, the first book that she published, and then Anne Frank's diary. So these were the 4 books that I purchased on my first book fair visit. Oh, also there was another book, Cloud Messenger by Amir Hussain. I really loved that book. So these were the 5 books that my father gifted me on that book fair visit, and I read those books really quick. Like, it took me 1.5 months to finish all those 5 books, and back then I was not really a reader, so it was a good amount of reading for me. And I remember my first book that I ordered from Amazon was To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and I enjoyed it so much. And ever since then I started reading so much. I still remember that on my bookshelf, the black one that you see usually, on that bookshelf I only had 5 to 6 books that would lie on the first shelf, because all the other shelves were filled with my syllabus books, right? I used to think that okay, maybe someday I will have so many books that this bookshelf will spill out, like there will be so many books that I won't even have space. And today that's the reality. That bookshelf is completely filled, and even here there are so many books. Now when I started reading, I was reading fiction. Fiction really interested me, and I read fiction for the longest, and I was not really into non-fiction, which is the same case for so many people. Now when I was reading fiction, I really enjoyed it. I got into literature a lot. I read so many classic books. I used to download the PDF format books from Google all the time, and the thing is, classics are usually available on Google for free, so I used to read them a lot. That was also the time when I started regretting that why did I enroll myself for BCom. I could have gone for BA and study literature, but then I thought that it's okay if I'm studying BCom. I mean, I can definitely read and study what I want to in my spare time, and that's when I used to read all the books and all of that. So I really enjoyed that phase of my life when I was reading so many fiction books, and I was not really reading non-fiction. I read a lot of non-fiction now, and a lot of you ask me why and how I read so many self-help books. So I will just tell you that reading fiction is amazing. Fiction makes you aware of so many things. It teaches you so many things, and it's a very different experience altogether. But when it comes to the problems that are in your life, the things that you go through, and when it comes to improving as an individual, it's definitely important to read self-help books, I feel, because after I started reading self-help books and non-fiction in general, I have seen a very positive shift in my mindset and as a person. So that happened because of non-fiction, and that's where the credit goes, and that's why I keep talking about it. So yes, that was my journey as a non-reader to a reader. And if you are someone who is just starting out, who is just starting to read, all I want to say is that take it slow. Don't try to read a lot in a short span of time. I have never tried to read more books in a short span of time. I've never tried to read fast. A lot of people ask me to make video related to how you can read fast, how you can read more books in a short span of time, and I'm never going to make a video like that because I don't know how to, and I don't even advocate that. So I really hope that you all found this video valuable and enjoyed it as well. I really had fun sharing with you my reading journey, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this. That's all. So if you liked, then definitely hit on the like button and subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me. Hit the bell icon so you are notified with all the future updates, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye bye.